What's up, Bring a Trailer? This is my 1992 Toyota pickup deluxe V6 5-speed manual, no air conditioning, manual windows, does have cruise control, does have a tachometer. As I said, 223,000 miles. This truck was sold new at Michael's Toyota in Bellevue, Washington, early 1992. Now, interestingly, since I'm 1,000 years old, I worked at Michael's Toyota when this truck was sold new. Now, at that time, I wasn't specifically familiar with this truck or the owner. On a side note, growing up, I thought I was the coolest kid in the world because no one else was named Kai. I was the only one. You know, like Cher or Madonna or something. Just one word. Anyway, when I got to Michael's in 1991, I met my first other person named Kai. He was a salesperson there. That Kai, different spelling, same name, sold this truck new. And lo and behold, last year, 2025, I bought this truck from the original owner, from the person who bought it from Kai in 1992 at Michael's Toyota. I mean, what the 33 years later, that same person, his name's Doug, super nice guy who bought this truck new, he sells it to the other Kai from Michael's Toyota. I'm not making that up. That's a true story. What else can I... Oh, there's something else. Here's the VIN sticker. Whatever, it's a VIN sticker. Note the last 3 digits of the VIN. Now you know my birthday. Whoa. Weird. As I said, my truck is garnet red pearl. Every portion of the body that left the factory in garnet red is the original paint from when it left the factory in Japan, excuse me, in garnet red, with one exception. That exception is the passenger side of the bed, okay? So Doug, the original owner, kept this in the garage. He commuted from Woodinville, Washington to SeaTac. That's what he bought this truck for. He kept it in the garage. Occasionally, during his 33 years of ownership, he would park in the carport, and this panel would be in the sunlight. So when I took delivery a year ago, there was clear coat failure, like in this up here, okay? So I obsessed over what to do. I just decided to have it repainted. So it was done professionally. When you look carefully, the shade of it isn't exactly the same as the rest of the original garnet red pearl on the rest of the truck. But that is it for repaint stories. I even found a guy with this decal. He sent it to me. Body shop put it on. Looks real nice. You'll probably notice in the fancy photo shoot pictures, there's some dings in this door. And there are some dings in this door that are no longer there. Since the photo shoot, I had a PDR treatment, paintless dent removal. I don't know why I didn't do it before the photo shoot. I'm just not very smart sometimes. But the PDR technician did a fantastic job. I mean, it's just, it is straight. These American Racing AR23 wheels, I installed those about a year ago. They're still in mint condition. The Firestone tires were new at the same time. They don't rub, believe it or not. 31 inches. They did rub the original front mud guards, so I took those off. Those are included with the truck. These are the original wheels and tires that were on the truck. And for what it's worth, if you care to know, Doug told me the 33 years he had it, he always had this type of tire on it. More of a street type tire. And when I came along in 2025, he had just installed these tires. These sweet Kumos. So they'll come with the truck. Ugh. You know, a lot Toyota or cars in general from Washington State, they don't really rust. I'm sure you'll check out the underside pictures. What does happen is the bumpers get rusty, and this one was no exception. This bumper was pretty gross. This is an aftermarket one, obviously from China. And I tell you, for a couple $100, I was impressed. Original bumper long gone. It's a new aftermarket that I had installed. From the same company, I got a front bumper. And let me tell you, it's time to make the sad trombone sound, because the quality on the front one is just disappointing. I kind of should have just done nothing, but the original bumper was getting rusty. I tossed it. I mean, look at that. That's brand new. It's not bad. You can still get an original front bumper. It's like $1,000. I think this truck is nice enough that it deserves it, but whoever the next owner is, I apologize for putting this bumper on, but you can make up your own mind. It's funny because this bumper came from the same company I got the rear one from, and it's just night and day difference how bad this is. But everything else up here is original. The grill, the corner lights. Well, that's not entirely true. The grill and the corner lights are original. That hook thing, that's original. This valance underneath here, it was dented and dinged up. So that is an aftermarket replacement. It's pretty decent. The turn signal lenses in the front bumper are new OEM. Again, this is the original grill. You can see it's little pock marks, little stone chips, and you'll see how snug it is. Yeah, snug. And if you look closely here, can you see that? There's a zip tie right there. I've got it zip tied so it's holding it snug. Again, it's never been crunched up here, but the grill just rattles a teeny bit. So I zip tied it. It's good. The headlights are Hella CBAs. I'm sorry, Hella H4s. Much nicer. Hope you guys like my truck. Drives pretty well. So anyway, that's what I got. Thank you.